Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to BSV TV. I'm your host Satoshi, and on this show we'll be defending the one and only, truly genuine Bitcoin. The Bitcoin that Satoshi Nakamoto designed in his white paper as a peer-to-peer electronic cash system for the world. Let's get the disclaimers out of the way. So all the statements that you hear on this show are opinion and must only ever be taken as opinion. They are never to be taken as any form of advice, family, financial, sexual or otherwise. And on that note, let's sit back, relax, have some fun and enjoy the show. Get paid for your content in Bitcoin and set your own fee on Streamanity.
Yeah, I'm not surprised I wasn't asked why I'm convinced Craig is Satoshi. I posted on Reddit. He signed in my presence using the private key from block number one, the very first mined Bitcoin block, on a computer that I'm convinced had not been tampered with, on software I'm convinced that had not been tampered with, a message of my choosing.
At InChain, we've just funded a number of universities doing so far a test up to 1 gigabyte because it validates what we've already done independently. We've tested up to 380 gigabyte blocks. We have tested 1 million transactions a second and transaction sizes up to 20 megabytes. Super complex scripts, basically ones that can run operating systems. That's all of global commerce times about 50. On top of that, we can have complex scripts. On top of that, we can scale each of those transactions 1,000 times, which effectively means about 1 billion transactions per second, which means we can then have all derivatives, all complex trades. That means high frequency trading. It means everything that happens globally.
Is the market that effectively BSV is going for, is that global e-commerce, which is currently valued at $29 trillion?
No, that's too small.
Buy and sell Bitcoin instantly at bsvgravity.com. And you can now book and pay for your winter holiday at skibsv.com. Alrighty people, it looks like we are live at 5 once again. Just sorry for the few minute delay there, just sorting myself out. I've been having a whale of a time today. I've decided to do a news flash, kind of like, yeah, just like a mini series sort of thing. Oh, here we go, just making sure that I'm live so I can see everybody in a chat box. Come on, yes, there we go, fantastic. Right, for anybody wondering why we broadcast on Twitch, is because YouTube have actually taken down 2 of my channels, and then they were preventing me from editing my shows, and then they were deleting episodes, and I was like, you know what, this is absolutely ridiculous. So now we broadcast live on Twitch, put the trailer up onto YouTube, and then put the full episode up onto Streamanity, where you can set your own fee according to how you judge the quality of your content. Right, like I know I normally start the show like with this, you know, I mean, it's just we're getting newbies coming in, do you know what I mean? They need to know. God, let's just play it anyway. Come on, here it comes. Samson Mao, tell us who controls BTC. I was going to say Bitcoin then. Here we go. Come on, let's have it.
Bitcoin was created by the central bankers that enslave you today. It is their scapegoat.
How do you answer those, Max and Stacey?
I think the evidence is clear that they do not control it. There's 10 years, almost 11 years now of track record.
Yeah, Blockstream controls it.
I'm sorry, go ahead. Who does?
Blockstream.
And Blockstream are financed by the central bankers who enslave you today. And the truth shall set you free. There we go. So now we know that BTC is centrally controlled by Blockstream, which means it has a fundamental value of absolute zero. So now just have a listen to Roger Ver explaining why Bcrash has got a fundamental value of zero. Here we go.
I have a question here from Satoshi, defender of Bitcoin. He said, if a cryptocurrency is anonymous, like BCH, I don't think BCH is anonymous, but maybe there is something.
Check out cashfusion.com and you combine that with reusable payment codes and you get Bitcoin Cash in the same sort of ballpark of privacy as Monero.
There we go. the same sort of ballpark as Monero. It's anonymous because they delete the evidence of the transaction after it has been made. Now, if you delete the transaction after it's been made, it means there is no reasonable expectation in trade because there is no legal recourse to be had. So if you're engaged in a global commerce and international trade, the first thing you need is legal recourse, because if a supplier does run off with your money, you need to be able to get it off them in some way. And there are two things that you have to prove in order to get it off them. You have to prove that you have sent the value. So you can't just simply send them some fresh air and say, there we go, I sent you some air and now I expect the return of the good or service, because it's not worth the good or service because you've literally sent them nothing. You know, I mean, this is what's so funny about fiat currency. Fiat currency is like, you know, an accounting ledger, but like it's just printed paper. That's all it is. It's only got the value that it's got because the government says it has, you know, and they set sort of like recommended retail price index and stuff like that. But there is no value in a centrally controlled centrally controlled blockchain, and anonymous blockchains are centralized. They are centralized by the anonymous creator because it's the creator that is not accountable to anybody. They can do whatever they want. They can just simply inflate the supply. It is absolutely fundamentally worthless. So that's the first thing. You need to prove you've sent the value, and then you need to prove that the transaction exists, which you can't do on Bcrash. It is absolutely ridiculous. And if you wonder why I call it Bcrash, it's because Roger calls it Bcrash himself. Have a listen.
Crash across the entire country here in Antigua.
Oh, there you go.
Visa card. And we're going to really spread Bitcoin Crash across the entire country here in Antigua.
Good luck with that, Roger. That will never fail to amuse me. Like, oh my goodness me. So let's just have a listen to Satoshi Nakamoto and his expectations of Bitcoin, the genuine Bitcoin. Here we go.
At the end of the day, we own a lot of Bitcoin. The simple thing is, if we make the network scale, if we make it bigger, my main compensation, more than anything anyone could ever pay me, is the price of Bitcoin goes up. So that's my pure drive. I want Bitcoin not to go up to 10,000 or 100,000. I want it to be worth millions per Bitcoin.
So do I. So do we. You know, if you want to do a Roger Ver and smoke crack in your own home and facilitate, you know, child abuse and human trafficking and drug dealing and, you know, arms dealing and all that kind of shit, make a ton of money and then create your own country where you can do all of that shit. Just don't bring it into the society or a democratic society that have voted against those things. Crazy, absolutely ridiculous. Utter contempt for that. Utter douchebag. But yeah, there we go. So yeah, hope you enjoyed that. And then just a little one here for lols. We just got to remind ourselves, what is it that shitcoiners say?
Hey, hey,
Hey.
hey.
Stay away from any shitcoiners that sound like that. And if you want to know what a shitcoiner is somebody who created a shitcoin, and shitcoiners are those who support shitcoins. So let's hear a classic creator of a shitcoin describe his creation in an interview. Here we go.
You created Litecoin, right? So this has to be something like you're incredibly passionate about.
Yeah, as most of you probably know, I kind of created it just for fun, right? Didn't really expect it to become anything.
Thanks, Charlie. Total shitcoin. Now we know. So what's the reason that we actually need a commodity money? Well, back in, let me think, 20 something or other, Voltaire said paper money eventually returns to its intrinsic value, zero, which is why we need a commodity money. And the reason we need a commodity money is because it has more value than fiat money, which is why the United States government in 1933 demanded off their citizens that all gold coin, gold bullion, and gold certificates now owned by them to a Federal Reserve Bank, branch or agency, or to any member bank of the Federal Reserve System. And under criminal penalties, and this just goes to show you how embedded the central banks are with the government that they can impose this on you. Like, what is this all about? Criminal penalties for violation of execution of order, $10,000 fine, and this was back in 1933, or 10 years in prison, or both, as provided in Section 9 of the order. Now, I don't know about you, but that sounds to me that is utter dictatorship. That is not a democratically elected government behaving, on behalf of its citizens. And again, it's the power and control of money that allows centralized forces to be able to behave so outrageously. But again, I mean, there was political spin put on it. You've got to do this for the good of your country. No, they were stealing value from their citizens. A private entity was doing this. And the private entity was the entity that is even now got control of the world reserve currency printing press. Except instead of using a printing press, as Ben Bernanke just said, they simply use a computer. Honestly, fiat currencies are so destructive because they literally print themselves into infinity. They all end at zero. They can't not, because the only thing that gives it velocity is an interest rate. And so when you're lending money at an interest rate, it means that the money already has to be out there to be able to pay the interest back. And so the money can only be out there if you print more of it, and more and more and more. And then eventually there is so much out there, it's worth absolutely nothing. It literally, that is how it works. That is the cycle. And, in order to sort of try and prevent this from happening, what governments do, as like Margaret Thatcher did back in the 1980s, she hiked up interest rates to stop people from borrowing. But that, as we've seen, that was career and political suicide. They are never going to do that anymore. So now they need to make use of an excuse, like a virus, for example. Shut the country down, stop people from borrowing, smash all the businesses, and then take control of them. So it basically means that the only place that you can borrow money from is a bank. And if your business goes bust, it means the bank controls it, which effectively means the bank has got an interest in seeing your business fail so they can take it over themselves. And they're not going to have a problem staying solvent because they can print as much money as they like. And the whole system is just absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But anyway, a few things that I wanted to go over today, actually. So, let's have a look at these figures quickly. Let's do this. Actually, this links into my news flash that I did earlier. It was this. It's an extension of this one. So Crypto Revel had said here, monster blocks on BSV, the real Bitcoin. So I think we should make a point of actually calling it genuine, because the word genuine has got a G in it. It is the most dominant letter in the alphabet. It sticks in people's minds. Oh, genuine. There is nothing better than genuine. It is genuine. Legit. So whenever we're talking BSV, I think we need to refer to it as genuine. The genuine Bitcoin. But look at this. So on the blockchain earlier today, there was a 127 megabyte block mined by unknown miner. Then there was a 203 megabyte block mined by Tau, and then a 255 megabyte block mined by Tau. These are huge because previously the largest blocks was a 128, then a 306, and a 639. But I'm not sure if those other large blocks were actually on mainnet or the scaling test network. So we'll just have a quick look at these big blocks here. Give me 2 secs. Get these messages up so we can have a look. Here we go. Twitch chat, loving Twitch at the moment. All right, we just need to bring up the details here of, here we go, 369 megabyte block. And this was actually on Cointelegraph, posted back in May 2020. Check out this, they even said monster 369 megabyte block processed on Bitcoin SV. I remember seeing this because I just woke up. I sort of like logged on and logged on to Bitcoin Blocks Live, and it was just staring me in the face. I was like, what's this? What is this? This is huge. Look at that. A monster 1.3 million transaction block had been processed on the Bitcoin SV network. The blockchain service provider Tal has processed the largest block to date on the Bitcoin SV. 369 megabytes in size, containing 1.3 million transactions. I would love to know how many fees, what the fees were in that block. Just out of curiosity, to be honest with you. So Tal announced the milestone on Twitter. The block is an order of magnitude larger than anything currently achievable on Coolcoin or Bcrash. Speaking to Cointelegraph, Jerry Chan, Chief Executive Officer of Tal, and the transactions were primarily processed by users of an application out of China who competed with each other to see who could create the most transactions in a contest designed to test the transaction capabilities of the network. It follows hot on the heels of a block with 1.1 million transactions processed on May 13th. Let's see what the rest of it says. Develop focused. According to Chan, those groups like Tal do engage in mining. Their focus is on transaction processing to develop the infrastructure needed for the BSV network to thrive. We want to encourage more generation of transactions, so we're going more for the transaction volume and not the number of blocks necessary. The CEO said he urged that Bitcoin is an artificial blocks. He argued Bitcoin has an artificial block size limit and eventually would get to the point where there would be no more blocks produced. We're happy to queue up as many transactions as we need until it's worth it to print into a block, Chan said. Chan anticipates spikes in the transaction volume from time to time when processors can hold them until it's worthwhile putting them in one block. Unlike the BTC network, BSV can continue without significant congestion as such high volume, he said. The percentage of miner revenue coming from fees is currently low from BSV, according to the crypto analyst's website, Mazari. The transaction fees for BSV on May 19th were just, here we go, $271 on May 19th. That was the large one, was it? Yeah. Oh, there we go. Got it. So 271. Wow. 271. BTCs were valued at almost $1 million. That's hilarious. So the same number of transactions and the data size on BTC would have cost nearly $1 million, whereas on BSV it was only like $271. Absolutely hilarious. Brilliant. Competing more BSV blocks than BTC, Cointelegraph has reported some crypto miners might be shifting from the BTC network, I should think so, to coins like BSV and not BCH, cheapers. Following the halving, BSV's hash rate grew from 1.1 exahashes pre-halving to 2.1 exahashes on May 16th, when the 1.3 million transaction BSV blockchain block was mined. Check it out. So that was 271. For 369 megabytes. Let's have a look what this latest one was. Here we go. Check it out. Still there. Oh, hold on. Come on, let's get you. There we go. So this was a 255 megabyte block, and the fees were just 220. Wow. So, but yeah, the 220. So, let's do a little bit of calculation on my phone so we can actually work this out properly. We'll do 6.25 Bitcoin. Here we go. Calculator. Bring this up on my phone. 6.25 multiplied by, let's have a look at the shitcoin mark or coin crap charts. Here we go. What is the price of Bitcoin today? $180 multiplied by 180. So that comes to 1,125. So and tell you what, yeah, we'll minus that 220. So we have still got fees of $905 to go. You know, I mean, these are going to be some absolutely astronomical blocks coming soon to a chain near you, which is the BSV chain. Check it out. This is the one we're after. Loving this picture. So yes, it is coming. It is coming. Getting well excited about this. Yeah. So literally just so it's under $1,000 to go. So let me think. So actually, yeah, it's divide that by 220. So basically we need so that would be like the equivalent to a block 4 times the size. So we need four times the fees, and we would surpass the block reward. Like, got some massive blocks coming, Oh my goodness, yeah, loving that. Yeah, I mean, look at these storming through, absolutely storming through. Brilliant, loving what I'm seeing there. So looks like we've had a little price spike. Hash rate, whoa, this is new. Whoa, look at that, storming ahead of Bcrash there. Whoa, this is new, people. This is new. Like, the hash rate on the percentage hash rate on Bitcoin that we've been looking at is normally like, I think it was like 0.2% when I looked at this morning, but now it's shot up to 11.2. Oh, right. We are going to have to invest. Look at the block size. 74.6%. And the transactions are low because of the amount of data coming through on the chain. This is massive. I wonder if those blocks are still here to see in front of our eyes. See, look, we still got like a 22 megabyte block. There it is, a 255 megabyte block. And that was that followed a 67 megabyte block, which followed a 127 megabyte block. We'll just quickly have a look at the blocks on Bcrash. 4 megabytes. What a joke. 4 megabytes. 4 megabytes in comparison to 255. And then we look at Corecoin. Michael Saylor, you should be bricking it. Absolutely bricking it. You've put almost $1 billion in that piece of shit. Sorry, mate. Like, don't tell me that I've not tried to explain and warn you about this. I have done my utmost. So don't blame me. Whoa, look at this. Look at the hash rate tanking. Whoa. It is absolutely tanking away from BTC. Oh my goodness me. So not only have we had the double spend on BTC, but now we've had these huge blocks mined. Oh, I think the miners might know what's coming. Oh, the House of Cards is coming down. I can feel it. Let's have a look at this. Yeah, I mean, again, the proof of work by network is just going to stop overnight. Hash rate on Bcrash right down. Oh my goodness. Yeah. 50,000 times cheaper to transact on Bitcoin than Corecoin, because Corecoin's a piece of shit. It is 3% more profitable to mine on Bitcoin than Corecoin. There you go. Daily average Bitcoin block size by network. Block size shooting up. Daily Bitcoin transactions by network again, but it's the data volume that was in the transaction. There's going to be nothing in Bcrash because it's a piece of shit, or Corecoin because they can't handle it. Daily average Bitcoin transactions per block by network. Yeah. Fees by network. Oh yeah. Again, fees just because that's the volume of data coming through. This is massively exciting. This is why I look at these charts every day. Daily average Bitcoin fees by network Satoshis. Look at that. We're surpassing Bcrash just because of the sheer volume of data going through on it. Daily. So this is oh yeah, that's fees USD. Bitcoin still smashing it. Fees Satoshis. Oh, but that's because data volume. That's because data volume. Yeah, that's genuine. That's fine. That is fine. That's just like the fees that you can earn. Wow. And you look at the block reward ratio. Oh, look, giving Bcrash a run for their money. This is it. This is the start of it. Oh, come on, Coin Dance. Seriously, I'm just in the middle of getting all excited. Like, what? Yes, I know, I've seen that already. Oh! Hash rate's back down to 1.8. Oh, well. Never mind. Maybe that's why it changes, like when figures change and it kind of like updates, but... let's have a look at this hash rate anyway. Let's have a look. Something like a huge burst of hash came from somewhere. Whoa, 7 days. Like, who won't be macking it hard? I'm not bothered about 7 days, but 24 hours. What is this? What's this? Pooling with BTC.com is right down there. Seriously, CoinDance? Like, what are you doing? Come on. Yeah. Here we go. Right, so global hash rate 24 hours. Huobi macking it. 24 hours, and then a core coin. Not really too interested in that. B crashed, and Hathor still macking it, and Bitcoin. So we've still got BTC.com F2 pool. No pooling on there, but Huobi macking it hard on Bitcoin, and on core coin. I mean, they've got Binance down there, but Ample pushing it up. Right, interesting stuff. Wow. So it was Hathor that mined one of these big blocks. Look, Hathor mined a 127 megabyte block. So not only is Hathor capable of stealing blocks with almost like zero data in it, it is also capable of mining a 127 megabyte block. That is huge. That's massive. You know, I mean, this just goes to show you like the kind of like the monsters that are being developed on Bitcoin that can do this kind of stuff. You know, that can steal these empty blocks and at the same time pop out a massive 127 megabyte block at the same time. Oh, this is huge. This is huge. Right, let's see. When these graphs want to come up. Come on. Nothing to compare these two, so no excuse for not loading quickly this time. This is what we want to look at anyway. So there's the 255 megabyte block. Just wondering if there are any like, you know, cryptic messages that we could see in there. I mean, look at a rally of relatively big size blocks there. Yeah. Alrighty. Yeah, so that's interesting. So they've got like 7 days like hash rate, and then today hasn't really changed all that much. But I mean, look at that block size, absolutely massive. Right, yeah. Okay, let's just go through. What's going on with the price? Oh, it looks like well, still rallied. Yes, so it looks like Preve is, Preve's in the top left of my built screen. Says 180. We've got CoinCrap saying it's £180, $180.53. So that's close enough. Good to see some correlation there. That's what we like. Ooh, BTC in the red. We know it's coming anyway. You know what? Let's have a look at the. Let's just have a quick look at my trade that I've got open. Let's have a quick look, just for lulz, to see how we're doing. I mean, it's probably still in the red, but you know, it's a long open. It's coming, people. Great times ahead. Right, so we'll leave it there. Hope you enjoyed the show. And as ever, be aware, take care, stay safe out there. Joy given. Same time tomorrow. Catch you later. Get your tweet etched on Twitch, forever on the Bitcoin blockchain. Do it today at www.jointwitch.com. BuyBSV.live, the best place to buy Bitcoin SV online. Get paid for your content in Bitcoin and watch the full episode on Streamanity for just 20 cents. Go to www.satoshi.tv. See the link in the description below. Bitcoin, one world, one chain.